Chuck Rocha was the architect for Bernie Sanders' Latino program back when people were like, this old white man, Jewish man, democratic socialist. Like people weren't understanding what you were talking about. Like, wait, what do you mean young Latinos are supporting Bernie Sanders? So all that stuff, Nevada, you and I actually wrote your book together. When Chuck, after he did that campaign and he said, I want to write this book. And I remember feeling, I had never written a book before. I remember feeling like, I think I'm the right person to help Chuck and to get that story out, but I didn't know, and I had my own doubt. And we went through that process during the pandemic where we did over 20 hours of interviews, and we talked. And what I found fascinating about Chuck back then is I will not consider myself one of the most organized people in the world, and I'm sure some people would have done it different than me and Chuck. But Chuck had a great outline, which I think we only changed one chapter. But Chuck would be like, "Remind me to tell you this story about AOC," or he would text me, "Hey, do not let me forget about the time that I was walking with Bernie Sanders on the side of the road and we almost lost him." And it was these like hilarious little things where I was like, "Oh my god, that sounds an amazing story. Let me write this down so Chuck can tell me later." And so I say this all to say that you did the Bernie stuff, and then Ruben Gallego, right? Like there was so much talk of Democratic brand wasn't great last year. Kamala Harris struggled with men of color, with Latino men in particular. The Latino vote was not where you wanted it. And it's easy to talk about those things. And then there was this sort of little pearl, this little jewel for Democrats, which was like, wait a second. Ruben Gallego did a campaign that was authentic to himself. Not everybody can go do a carne asada because if you're not Ruben Gallego or you're not a U.S. Marine veteran, that might not work. But he was authentic to himself. So that's also where you're coming from. That's also your bona fides, right, Chuck?